I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I was trying to get my little mouseketeer there. Does anyone have any questions about the police report? If you have people talking to you about situations that go on in Clayton, you could have those individuals write us a letter, and then we can forward those on to the appropriate individuals. Terry Jones.
Good evening, everyone. You all have a copy of the DPW activity report. This particular meeting, I'm not going to be begging for anything from the board. I'm just going to kind of do my report. And I did want to say what a great job that Tyler, Tony, Jake, and Sam was at the bathrooms, did a fantastic job. The two new guys doing a fantastic, Tony and Jake doing a great job. Tony's very thankful for the job, wanted me to tell the board how much he appreciates it, and he's really, really enjoying it. So I think we got a new regime, a new lease on life with the village DPW. So I'm very happy and looking forward to the future with the new crew. Of course, John's leaving in 3 weeks, and he'll be missed, that's for sure. But we'll move on. That's pretty much. Oh, I did want to add on the stake rack. The dump truck, CL23, that is in the shop. They're doing a special order, and they're making those those power steering lines for us. Not sure when they'll get here, but we've cried and whined to them long enough that they finally are doing something about it. So hopefully we get that truck back up, because it's kind of struggle. It's a struggle trying to get around with one big truck and then trying to do everything else with a pickup truck. So just wanted to give you an update on that. Other than that, I don't really have anything else.
Any update on the gangways coming out?
I spoke with Jake on Friday. He's having issues with the diver. He is planning to at least get those gangways out this week. If nothing else, he'll get the gangways out. Okay. So it'll probably be Tuesday or Wednesday, look like the two best days.
So don't we have to clear down there first before he can pull them out? The snow off the river walk?
He's going to put them on the river walks. I will take a look at it tomorrow. Okay. But he should be able to set them right there. I'm going to put the long one right behind the monument guardrail or the wall. We'll put it up tight to the wall so you can still pass through there. And then the other two will go roughly in the areas that they're at. We'll just try to keep them as much out of the way as we can.
I just wanted to comment how nice the crosswalks looked after the last snowfall.
Yeah, two new guys.
They did a very good job.
Very eager, both very eager guys.
Sometimes they're rather sloppy, but this time they were nice.
Yeah,
thank you.
They're fantastic. Yeah. I can't say enough good things about them. I really can't.
Super. Great.
Hopefully it keeps up.
Hopefully. Yeah. All right.
Any other
thank
questions?
you. No, thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
And we'll speak tomorrow. Thank you.
You bet.
Martha. You're up, please. State your name and state your name.
To state my name?
State your name.
My name is Martha Waltai, and I own and operate Hilda's The Next Generation at 522 Riverside Drive. I'm here today on behalf of myself and other business owners. It's been brought to our attention that the village wants to put a stop to all sidewalk racks. I'm here to express how essential it is to have these racks. First, it reduces our inventory. I know that just myself that I can reduce my leftover inventory by 80 to 90%. People think that we can return what we don't sell back to our suppliers. I wish. 2, it's a drawing card to bring people into our stores. My mom started this store in 1976, and we still have people that have never been in our store. Putting this rack out for me is just a teaser to get people to stop and look. When they pick something off the rack and come in to pay for it, they are amazed how much we have to offer. I'm sure it's the same for other stores. 3, it encourages sales. When they find a great deal on our sidewalk rack, I get a good majority of the time, they also end up buying something inside. It's not that we want to have these racks outside, because like you, we wish we didn't have to either, but they're indispensable to our business to help reduce our inventory. Regulation 110-1 encumbrance states that sidewalks should not be encumbered by any carts, lumber boxes, barrels, or anything that may interfere with public travel or cleanliness. When we put our racks out, we keep this in mind, not to block or encumber the flow of traffic on our sidewalks. We also take the time to sweep clean up any garbage that has been left over on our streets and sidewalks. We as business owners take pride in our little town and are grateful to be able to provide our services to this quaint little village. So I hope that with this in mind, that we can come up with a solution that is beneficial to all of us. Thank you.
Lynette, do you have anything?
I'm Lynette Thayer, and I own the Mason Jar, and I feel the same way that Martha does. My rack is more up against the building, so it's not on the sidewalk in any way. But the start of the season, I had 150 children's bathing suits. And when we were done at the end of the year, I had 2 left. And it's because they took them off of that rack. And like her, they would have never walked in my store. And that it's essential to us to have that, because otherwise they wouldn't come in.
Yeah. I mean, if you could see the inventory that I have left over in the spring, I mean, if you just come upstairs, I have it upstairs, and it's a good majority of it is upstairs. And I have a stairway, but it's steep and narrow for them to get up there. It's difficult. So there's more traffic on the street for them to be able to look at it. It's just easier for them. And I reduce it, like I said, I reduce that inventory by 80–90% by using just that one rack alone. It's very essential for my business to clean out my inventory, which turns into more income that I can put, like I'm putting a new deck on the back of my store. This spring I'm refurbishing the front of the store. That money helps put stuff back into my business. It's very essential that I have this rack, and I'm sure it's the same for other people that have racks out there. I know they're not pretty, you know what I mean? I wish I didn't have to have it, but it is very essential for me to have it. That's all I have to say.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks.
Be cautious out there.
Yes,
Yes.
thank
So,
you.
can I ask a question?
Yes,
Yes.
just a moment.
So, have you found out that since you've had the racks out, your sales have increased a lot? Is that what you're saying? Or
Yes.
how long have the racks, has this been
My
kind of the first summer?
mother started in 1976, and I worked for her for 25 years. And I said to her, "What if we put a rack out on the sidewalk?" So we've had that rack out there for at least 20 years.
Oh, you
I've
guys-
been in
okay.
business for 10,
Okay,
and she had it for 38. And we did it before I even took over the store. So she had it for probably 10, and I took it over and have had it for another. So it's probably been 20 years. And it's crazy the amount of stuff that we sell off that rack. And it does draw people into the store. They'll walk by and they'll say, "Oh my God, I got a great buy out there." They'll come and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe, what you have in here." And, they might buy a couple other things too. So, and it gets people in the store that might not
It
would never come in.
yeah, right.
So it is really essential. I mean, like I said, if I didn't have to have it out there, I definitely wouldn't, but it definitely is a drawing card. It's
And it's been a while. See, I wasn't sure how long, I guess I never really noticed it.
20 years, yeah, it's
Yeah,
been 20
okay.
years. Yeah, I mean, I had it for 10, my mom had it for 38,
Yeah.
and I just
So-
made a suggestion, and she goes, "Well, yeah, let's try it." And
Yeah.
it was crazy the amount of stuff. that
And
we
the
sold.
width, like the width of the,
It's probably
with the racks.
4 foot long and maybe 2.5 feet wide. It's a double-sided rack. It's on wheels, so I can roll it in and
Yeah.
out real easy.
But how much space do you think is for like just people walking by and stuff? There's
How much space is there
Yeah.
between the rack?
like the sidewalk space still, like
Probably
quite a bit.
4 to 5 feet, wouldn't you say?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good,
Yeah.
there's 2 sections to the sidewalk.
Yeah,
So the one section is full and probably half of the other. I mean, I push it farther, but I have a tree and then I have a bench. So it's hard for me to push it any farther. If I could get it closer to the curb, I would.
right.
But where I am, I can't.
Yeah, there's a bench.
Where her, she can kind of
Right,
get
it's up
closer
against the building.
to her
itself.
building. I
Like,
mean,
it's next to the stairs, and it's not on the sidewalk because nobody walks there.
yeah.
See, that's a kind of a problem there, because in order to be ADA compliant, you need to have that 5 foot.
But I'm
There's-
not ADA compliant because I don't even have a handicap access to my store.
No, we're talking about for the people.
The sidewalk.
The sidewalks,
There's 5 feet, there's
Yeah.
at least, yeah.
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 But I don't think there is on our side because I don't think there was that much. That's why nobody has ramps on that side.
Oh, with this, for
For this,
coming,
yeah.
okay, I see what you're saying.
And
I
you-
don't think there's 5 feet there.
So what you guys would like is some sort of formal policy, because right now, there isn't one. I mean, there is, but it's not, it sort of unofficially allows this, but is that what you're asking for, more of an official?
Well, I mean, it was brought to our attention that they were gonna ban all sidewalk racks on this, that's, on
Yeah.
the sidewalks, and I'm like, that's
Okay.
gonna be,
So you're okay if we allow all the stores down there to put out sidewalk racks up and down and turn our
But all the
revitalized?
stores aren't
I don't-
clothing stores, they're bars,
I
they're
know, but we have
restaurants.
Ryman's and we have the art store across the street, and everybody can put stuff out on the sidewalk if they
Well,
wish.
Ryman's
and
did too, they had they had
Under
racks.
their eve.
I know, but it's still on the sidewalk.
But it's under their eve, and that's allowed. So you could put it under your eve too,
But I can't put
that's
it
not
in
a
my
problem.
eve because I have flower boxes and then and I have display windows, so it interferes with my
Oh, I
display
see. Well-
windows. So I would, if I could, I would put it right up next to the building, but I mean, it interferes with my display windows. So, I mean,
No, this is good information, because I think we're trying to figure out a way to make it
Work for everybody.
with everybody. So
I mean, if you come out, I mean, I'd be more than happy to, whatever you guys come up with. I mean, I just like to be able to, come up with a solution we can all be happy with.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be there soon to Christmas shop anyways, because, it's getting about that time.
Finally.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Is that it?
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you any comments, questions on the consent agenda? Could I then have a motion for items 1 through 5?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And capital projects?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. We put down under new business, as you see, the resolution for the camera policy. I gave the policy to Kevin. He thought it was fine. He had no comments at all. I don't know really tonight if you all are ready to vote and create the resolution for the camera policy, but it's here tonight if we're ready. If not, we can do it at another meeting.
To accept the policy, I'm ready to move forward. I don't know about everybody else, but at some point, though, as a board, I still think we need to see where the cameras are aimed.
Well,
Whether
Kevin-
we don't need the policy to do that.
Right, no, we don't need the policy to do that. Kevin and Terry did that last week, and Kevin said they are all pointed correctly. So my thoughts would be, because I know I had said it, we would do it tonight at the workshop, and then I began to think that,
Here, I took the liberty of just doing this. This is the inventory of the cameras.
okay. Then you're gonna have, I say this one needs to be moved, and then you say that one, and I felt like that would just be too many people, so my thought was, since Kevin and Terry looked at it and said it was fine, then each of you could go separately and speak with Terry and look at it. But I just felt like as 4 or 5 of us looking at it is almost more creative. Well, no, go back, I want to see this one. No, go back and see that one. So that's fine, if that's what you all would like to do.
So you said go up and see Terry about it?
Yes, but let him know first that you're coming, and I'll tell him tomorrow that people will come up and look at him, with him.
So what we would do is we'd go into the office and look at the monitor, or we're actually gonna go down and look at where the cameras are? What
No, you would look at the cameras from the
monitor,
computer,
yeah.
yes, at his office.
Yeah,
But Kevin's thought they were all fine, but your input is not a problem.
and the policy, I mean, we can
move the cameras anyways, just as long as we follow the policy which says
Don't point it.
don't point it,
Right.
yeah, someone's personal, right? So,
And they most likely, and I could be completely wrong, but they most likely would not be done or moved until sometime in the spring, because we'd have to get the lift.
right, and
And
it's
move
also,
it and then check, is it correct? It's not something we can push the buttons on the computer and have them, they're not remote.
right,
So I have a question.
Yes.
On the reasonable expectation of privacy, part of the policy.
Mhm.
And I guess it was under the, by way of example. And I don't know if I understood exactly. Village camera shall not face nor record interior residents. And then it says businesses. Does that mean they shouldn't face the business?
I would think so. I
Or
apologize, I
interior.
didn't bring it with me.
yeah, I think it means the interior, but if it's not clear, then
It's not clear. Do
Yeah.
you think it is?
yeah. Do you have it right there? Yeah, I don't have it right in front of me.
It kind of makes it look like interior of a residence, but then just businesses. So it kind of makes me think that the camera should not face the business.
No, it should not face the business. No, it should not. It may show the business, but it shouldn't be straight on into a business.
I
Okay?
think that should be really.
So
a
you
little
should
bit
be able
clarified
to, you
for
should
that.
be able to see someone, I don't know, I'll just pick the lyric. You should be able to see somebody walking into the lyric, but you shouldn't have the camera right into the lyric and saying, oh, Ron's having coffee. How come Joanne's not working today? It shouldn't be that at all.
Yeah, I get
And
the
I do agree with that. I just don't think it's clear to say that.
Yeah, I think it does say, nor record the interior of residence, businesses, bedrooms, bathrooms, or any other location, so it does say interior.
Right. Okay.
But, I mean,
I was thinking I should say interior. I mean, a bedroom is
Residence.
apparent, right? Whereas a business,
Yeah.
maybe we should just add interior of businesses.
yeah, we could easily do that, then it's more clarified, right, interior of residence,
Interior of
Of
businesses,
businesses.
then
Oh.
bedroom, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, I think it's,
I was reading it
Or-
as
Yeah, I think it's-
interior residences and businesses.
/businesses, /bedrooms, /bathrooms, or
Yeah.
any location.
I don't have any trouble with it.
So I think
making
it covered
clear.
it all, is the way I view it.
Okay, I'm fine with that then.
yeah.
And again, any of these policies can be changed at any time if we find in 6 months
Okay.
Yeah,
something
we
needs
can
to be
outright.
changed, yes.
But it would be nice to move forward on this.
And then I think what we might want to do in 25, the beginning of 25, is to, there's a few cameras that face out onto the river that we can live stream, that people want to see that.
Yeah.
They don't want to see who's going in for coffee, they just want to see what the river looks
I
like.
want to see if it froze.
Yes,
I want to see
yes.
if it's open.
Yes,
Sunset.
and just watch it,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So I think we'll pick out 4 or 5 cameras that do that, and then get it on both our website and maybe some other websites also.
Do you mean buying more cameras or just taking?
No,
cameras?
no, we're not buying any more
Okay, all
cameras.
right,
We're
just wanted to
done.
make sure.
No, we've got 4 or 5 cameras that look out onto the river.
Oh, great, yeah, fantastic.
There's also closed circuit cameras that are in like a dome thing under the train station down there. So I presume those belong to the village as well, in addition to these ones that look like these.
I'm not, I'd have to check on that, because this was,
I didn't count those in here. I
when
don't
we
have-
put up the cameras, they were the first cameras, so I'm not sure what those are
There's-
that you're referring to. I've never
Well,
heard
take a
that.
look next time you're down there. Just look
That
up
we
there.
have those
They're in a little
cameras.
dome up
Yeah,
there.
no, I've seen those before,
Yeah.
but I don't know
They're cameras.
if,
Border
if
patrol.
that, but we didn't put those up.
Very well could be, yeah.
No, we didn't put up cameras at
Yeah.
Front Park. That was years ago. So I don't know, we can look into
The
that.
cameras definitely helped catch the assassin there in New York City, you know, I mean.
Yeah, did you hear how many there are in New York City?
Yeah, some
18,000.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So would someone like to make a motion for the resolution?
Didn't you make a motion?
No, no one did.
Oh, you
I said
did,
I
okay.
would. I'll make the motion.
And do we have a second?
I'll second Bob's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I think she has to do
Okay, this is gonna be a roll call vote
Okay.
for this. Mayor Hyde,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor McDowell.
Yes.
Trustee Kenny,
Yes.
Trustee Buford,
Yes.
Trustee Redak,
Yes.
The only two other things I have to talk about tonight is tree lighting was flipping cold, but successful. And the parade was, oh, that wind was wicked. And the parade was successful also, and that was a good day for everyone. That worked out
And
well.
not so cold. And they
And
even
not
had
as
Christmas
cold,
snow.
but it was still a little windy, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good overall, and they had a good turnout. I think that we should consider still fighting for occupancy tax, because I was not involved with the parade, but I saw more of what goes on behind the scenes and all that the chamber does and what they do during the parade. Like Tricia stands with the MC and helps them understand it. Alex goes up to the judges and says, okay, you know, ABC float is coming, da, 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 da. Mike runs back and forth with technical and other issues. They said they were at the chamber until like 12:30 Friday night, getting things accomplished. They've got to do the whole lineup, this, that, and the other thing. I personally think that the chamber deserves more money for these, and the same thing for Pumpkin Chunkin'. Now they've got the balloon festival coming back, food and wine, and I think that we should push the town to at least give the chamber more money. And when it said, well, what would you use the money for? My comment now would be, I think you walk out the front door of your office every day and see what we do. And we do a lot.
Yeah.
We meaning the village, in the whole village, the entire community does a lot. And all of your Saturday programs, as you know, are put on by these different groups, and they do a lot of planning for it. And even though we couldn't give businesses those money, I think the chamber deserves some more money. As we do, we had 2 or 3 people on with trash that night, and other nights, and etc. So, for 2025, onward.
Yeah, I mean, I think one possible solution would be to try to figure out, say, look, town, you know, if you're not gonna give us the bed tax money, then yeah, give it to the chamber.
Yeah, give more.
Which we've already said, but I don't know how to, you know, if there's a diplomatic way to force that, you know, a little bit more.
And I think, and I might be wrong, due to the supervisor being new, he's done what was done in the past.
Right.
And I think if more of us speak to him about that, then he can educate his board and say, hey, da-da-da-da-da-da. Is my thought.
Yeah.
I hope my thoughts could be correct. Our next meeting is December 23rd. Do we want to have a meeting that day? And then the next question is, because the other people canceled our workshop, they said, well, we could have it at the 23rd. Or do we want to just have the workshop and the next meeting in January? Which would be like around, I think, the 9th or something of January.
Seems like something, isn't there something going on in the village on the 23rd? Am I just, 23rd hasn't.
It's the eve of Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Oh, grades are due. There's that, okay.
Or we can have the workshop, see if anybody's here for the meeting.
Did you say
Anything to
January
do?
9th?
Well, I don't know if it's the 6th or the 9th.
It's the 6th.
Yeah,
It'll be the
6th.
6th. I'd
That'd be
rather
our
do it
next-
on the 6th myself.
Yeah. Me too, I think.
Right.
And
Trustee-
who's the work session with?
That was with B&L and Day to talk about I believe it's all about the the new pipe going in.
Oh, over here, yeah.
For James, for Johnson.
Yes, no, for Bartlett Point.
Oh,
I don't think, all they want to do is bring us all up to date, and I know they've been having, not problems, but getting permits has taken longer. I think we've gotten at least 4, or 3, I think we need the 4th one, I think.
This is for the intake?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Ron, what's your comment or thoughts?
January will be fine.
Yeah. Same with
So
me.
what are we're not doing the December 23rd?
That's correct. And our next meeting will be the meeting in January.
January 13th.
I don't have my phone in front. Is it?
January 13th is the
Okay.
second.
Okay,
So
all
you're
right.
also thinking of doing a workshop that
We'll
day?
do the workshop that day, I
Okay.
believe.
For,
Yes.
So we'll
is that
probably,
Martin Luther King?
No,
no,
No, that's the one,
that's the next one.
the next one. Okay.
'cause we wouldn't have it.
So
that's the
you
20th.
guys should probably do a motion not to
Yes.
have the,
Yes,
to cancel
yes.
the December.
I'll make a motion to
23rd.
cancel the December 23rd.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And if it turns out, when I get back an email, B&L and Dank, then no, we have to have it, then we'll figure out, another workshop date.
Now, have we
Does
thought
that
any more
work?
about, sorry. About looking at different engineering firms and things like that, or?
Well, yes and no. Like I spoke maybe a month ago, I had a meeting with Gymo about this building, and they've put together some information, and B&L was miffed because they weren't invited. And they have somebody that does environmental, so they can come and look it over and see what they think, and then we'll go from there. But to put out and say, oh, we're gonna get a completely new engineer, I don't think it's necessary right now, because they are gonna do the water on James Street and the other ones, they've been working on that, and the intake, and the bridge. So I'm thinking for new projects. I don't wanna come in, well, we pretty much can't, I don't think, come in the middle of these projects and change.
Yeah, no, I was just to keep everybody honest and keep their pencils sharp.
Oh, I
think it's good
don't disagree, and that's
Yeah.
why we'll we'll meet with them and have them look through the building, and then also 1 or 2 other firms.
Yeah,
And then they will come and give their presentations to the board, but it also, for them just to do some basic work is gonna be 8,000 to 10,000. And we've gotta find out, do we even have that money to spare?
right.
I think we do. I don't want to give you the impression we don't have any money, because we do. But how much do we have to spare?
Yeah.
So this project for the building is going to be a couple of years. It will not all be done at once,
Right.
whatever is decided.
So a couple phases.
Yes. And that's all about what we decide and what they come in with, and, yeah.
So B&L
Yes.
has the design for the bridge, is that already completed?
The bridge design,
Yeah,
I believe it is, but I could be wrong. You can check with Terry tomorrow.
because I was interested in the profile.
Yeah, no, I think it would be good for you to look it over and look at it and
Because
see.
I think it would be good for us to have enough clearance for like canoers and things, where I think originally, there's times with it, it's not.
Oh, probably not, yeah.
And also, there's a dip in the profile anyway,
Right.
so. There's a
No, check with
difference.
Terry tomorrow. I don't know if it's been completed. I do know they've been working on it. But, yes.
And then there was discussion at one point about possibly, because that's a sandy area over there, maybe possibly a village beach.
No.
No?
And and the reason no, or the answer would be no, is because it's right next to the sewage plant.
Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about more on the other side.
I think it wouldn't be good optics to have a beach that close to the sewer
And
plant.
we always have a problem with villages and beaches as far as having to provide lifeguards.
Lifeguards.
Yeah, I think that's always going to be a problem, and
Definitely expensive.
yeah. And somebody approached me recently about, oh, we need a splash pad, and I just basically said, yeah, no, you're not getting a splash pad. You can go to Cape Vincent, you can go to Watertown, Oh, well, we have a beautiful pool here. It's not used that well. And, excuse me, you have relatives over in Wellesley Island, go swim over there. But no, we're not gonna put a splash pad here in Clayton. If the town wants to, that's great, but I don't foresee it for us. Not a good use of money. I'd rather put that money into sidewalks and curbs than a splash pad. That maybe is used 8 times a year, right? Maybe, because that's all dependent on your weather for the summer.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
I have a board
Do you have-
report.
Great.
I was assigned a water and sewer department, and Jeff Mosier, I've been through the sewer department a couple of times with Jeff, and he gave me a very detailed tour of the low lift station, which is the end of Bartlett Point, and the high lift station, which is that brown building halfway down Bartlett Point. And then we didn't go to the water tower. But anyway, I do need to tell you that I am really pleased that this village has this caliber of guys running our water and sewer system. And I know we all cringe when we get the bill every month, but I'm telling you, I've looked at other towns and villages who have the DPW running it, and we're very fortunate to have these guys here. I got a very detailed tour of both facilities. I walked away, though, a little bit concerned, actually a lot concerned, because there is, you know that the water pickup is 400 feet out in the river, and that's what we're going to talk about to replace. And there's a 10-inch pipe that comes into a well, which is covered by a steel box outside. It looks like a huge coffin.
Also known as a wet well.
Yeah, and there's basically a bicycle locking that box. And so I'm a little concerned about that because it's got a 6-inch shackle on it. I have bolt cutters and take that off in 10 seconds. So I think that we need to have our water guys, I didn't say anything to Jeff, invest in a shackleless lock at least for that, so that it can't be broken off. And you do need to have, and it's a trailer lock is what it is. I mean, a shackleless lock is basically what people put on their boat trailers so you can't cut them off. And so I'm a little concerned about that because, especially in this day and age when we're putting cameras on our houses and motion detectors and all that kind of stuff, and the days of not locking your doors in your cars are days
Winding
of
down,
yesterday. Yeah. So I don't want to lead anybody into temptation. The second thing, which is more troubling for me, was our tenant has unfettered access to that room where all of our equipment is.
He's locked it up.
Since Friday?
When I spoke to him last week, one day last week, he said Jeff that has locked it so that they didn't have
There
access.
was not a lock on that door, and I said,
Maybe it was on I don't know.
I opened it, and all the stuff for the tenant is just piled up in the next room. And it's from me to you, away from knocking off all the breakers when you open the door and come in our side. Me to Rob, and I mean, what we're going through now, I mean, they could easily shut us down in a heartbeat. And Jeff was telling me that did you all get power surges last week at your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was telling me how much the pumps don't like that, or to be shut off suddenly. And he said, and then it costs us thousands of dollars to fix those pumps, because there's a backup, but it takes a second for that to take place, and that's the worst part is the power surge kind of thing. But anyway, so I mean, I'm happy to go double check, but I'd love to know that door is locked.
Well,
particularly.
it sounds like I'm not arguing with you. He
Yeah.
told me it was
Okay,
because of the
great.
conversation,
Yeah.
but I will check with him tomorrow
Yeah,
because
just double
I
check,
agree
yeah.
100% with you.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, but other than that, it was terrific. And they, on the high lift station up there where they treat the water, where they add whatever they add to it, chlorine or other such thing, they do a very good job. It's incredible. The place, you can eat off the floor. It's incredible. They keep it very neat and clean, and he showed me the pump that we approved a number of months ago here, and we have a swing pump in there for the filters in case they have one go out. And he said they can R&R one in an hour, and not a problem, and keep going, get the old one rebuilt, keep moving. So I think we're very fortunate to have those guys. And I think the least tenured guy has been there 8 years.
That would be Dustin.
Dustin, yeah, and the other guys have been there like 25, 30 years. So
And with what Bob was saying, when I first got on the board, I was like, yeah, we can get rid of Dank in a year or two. Yeah, no. If we dismiss Dank, it would not be positive for us. The guys are smart, there is no doubt about it. They know what they're doing, but there's the reporting, there's the permitting, there's the this.
Well, the licensing
There's
too.
and there's a lot that goes on that keeps us up to that caliber rather than down here. And that's when, even though people are still commenting about the smells, it's gonna happen on occasion. But once Dank started taking over this, because it basically was, yeah, a little scoop here, a little scoop here. You know, we don't need to scoop anything in today. We do not put fluoride in our water. Just let you know that.
When did Dank take over? How many years have they been in charge?
I'm going to say, a good 10 or 15 years ago, because I've been here 8 now, and they were well in before. And but they're very valuable. Yes, they are expensive, but they're valuable. And then when it comes to these other water projects that we've done, and what Kellogg wants to do, and some of these other things, they don't charge. That's just part of their service that we pay them for. So there's no extra fee. Kellogg had come in and said, I can't believe we're paying Dank more money, but no, we don't pay them extra to do some of this engineering that is needed.
How often do they do a report like that? I saw it was last meeting.
He does it once a month.
Once a month, okay. Because I had some questions.
Yeah.
As far as one of the things, we have a clear well, right? Where they take after the diatomaceous earth filtering, they put it in a clear well and then they pump it up to the tower, right?
Right.
I know other plants with the diatomaceous earth had problems with, you gotta be inspecting that always
Well,
for
there's actually
diatomaceous earth getting into that.
Yeah, there's 2 giant tanks right on the high lift one, and then what's left over, and that's where the water actually comes out of, and actually what's left over from there goes to the tower.
Right.
And so this time of year, we would be filling the tower more, because there's not enough people in town to use the water. And, but when the hotel is filled and we got all kinds of people here in the summertime, that's not so much, you know.
That diatomaceous earth is pretty nasty stuff, especially.
I think they've been, because of some of our new technology, and I could be incorrect, they're not using quite as much as they used to because of it. But I encourage you to go over and meet Jeff and take your tour. And again, anyone's welcome to call these individuals or go over at any time and ask them. We don't have to wait for a meeting.
I just
have a question. Yeah.
My thing was to see that during the year, and I don't know, maybe they have, timetables for it, is that actually somebody gets in there and actually inspects these clear wells.
Oh, yeah. They have.
Because that diatomaceous earth comes up against these filters.
Yes.
If any of it leaks through, of course, that's going to
No,
go
they
to
do.
drinking water.
Yeah, they do. They
And
have
that's a scary thing.
They have a whole schedule of checking everything.
And he also
Yes.
told me that the Board of Health is a regular visitor there.
Yeah.
But you have to actually get down in those clear wells.
Yeah.
I'm sure, I would think they do. Might be wrong, but I think they do, yeah. If we adjourn the meeting, go into executive session, turn off all the mics, there's nobody here, I'll just tell you what we're having in executive session. I'll tell you about it. So could I have a motion to go into executive? Is that how you do it, Joanne?
Yeah.
A motion for executive session?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in 2 minutes.